Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zach. Today we're going to be covering CBBT, cerebain to biotech. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, notifications on, and let's jump right into this one. So CBBT, I'll first cover the due diligence part and then dive into the technical analysis point of view. So for CBBT, initially I wanted to go on and basically try to go into the latest news that they are surging on. Now there's two things into this one, and I'll cover them based on that sense. So the first thing on this one here is their acquisition for PKJ. And basically they expect for it to basically go through by the end of the month on January 2021. That was the message sent by the CEO on Facebook. Now, the next thing is where, so PKJ, they do talk a bit more about it. For instance, as well, the mask, the clear mask from PKJ, that is something PKJ is actually manufacturing. They're basically an engineering solutions or user interface solutions in general. So they have engineering and manufacturing capabilities, and they also have a medical industry, for instance, or medical solutions. So in general, they do have, and for instance, if you look into the latest news, you get to see that, becomes the key manufacturer for clear masks and Zometry, and then he enters into agreement with Ventures. So it looks like it's actually a solid company, and CBBT is going to acquire it. Now, in general, I did want to go on and find SEC filings, but there is a little bit of a delay on those ones, especially in 2020. But we'll give him a little bit of basically a blind eye on that and go on towards their presentation. So on this presentation, let me see here quickly if I can in fact zoom. Nope. There we go. Okay. So the first thing here is that the presentation contains certain forward-looking statements in general. Now this one currently is in OTC markets. It will be uplisted to OTCQB. Now I understand that some of the people are saying, well, it's been like that for since summer, but still that is something yet to happen. They're seeking up to $4 million in funding through 506 private placement offering. And a lot of these OTCs, that's how they mainly raise money, especially as well pharmas. It's just mainly because they aren't able to walk into a bank and tell them, hey, can you basically fund our project that can or cannot be successful. Hopefully it will be successful, but there's no guarantee it will be. And that's why pharmas usually do a lot of offerings. So don't be warned there. So basically, they're currently in the process of obtaining approvals for the FDA to conduct clinical trials and research in the US, as well as identifying facilities for the purpose of testing the medical treatments utilizing Augmentum. And basically, Augmentum is their main treatment for Alzheimer's disease. And then the next thing you have is the patent pending and licensed technology. Limited direct competition for a niche and first mover advantage. It has a strong EBITDA and cash flow projection starting first year of 2021, based on expected FDA approval timeframe and subsequent and commercial application of medical implant. And then we can basically move on forward for the next page here. And then we get to see that Alzheimer's diseases, of course, affects 5.5 million people. That's the estimated number with people with Alzheimer's. Is 100% increased risk of developing Alzheimer's every year beyond the age of 65. 700,000 is the number of seniors who die from Alzheimer's a year. $220 billion estimated value of care from then 17 million unpaid caregivers to Alzheimer's patients in 2015. 71 Alzheimer's is the sixth leading cause of the death in the US. Now, the death increased by 71% in the first decade of the century. $226 billion is the annual cost of Alzheimer's today, excluding the cost of unpaid caregivers. Now, it's the single greatest cost to the HC factors by a factor of 3, the single greatest cause of depression and anxiety among its caregivers. Only top 10 US killers that did not decrease in the last decades, and only top 10 killer with no effective treatment option available. And so they are really attacking a really great market, and I really, really hope they actually go through with it. Alzheimer's is nothing to be a joke of, and you can't be bearish about Alzheimer's disease treatment. The Augmentum here is basically a system here. It's basically described as an apron of fat in the gut. Augmentum covers the intestines, hangs onto the stomach, and can be lifted like a flap. While omentum is not well recognized body part, it can be important healing and protective roles to its host. Protection omentum has abundant blood and lymphatic vessels and can move flexibly throughout the gut to protect organs from threat and injury. Healing. Additionally, it contains the largest supply of stem cells in the adult body. Because of its abundant blood supply, surgeons have long used omentum to patch internal injuries sustained to other parts of the body. Now, omentum transportational surgery is well known but rarely employed. Method developed for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease. So, omentum is cut, or organs and vasculatures are revealed. Omentum is stretched throughout the body and up to the neck. And omentum is pulled through the ear cavity. Omentum is pulled up the ear and laid over the cerebral cortex like a towel. That does sound very scary, but basically it's a whole surgery. You can go on and dive a bit more to it, and I'm not very comfortable going on a bit more in details into that really looking painful surgery. But anyway, the high-risk nature of the surgery and friendliness of many Alzheimer's patients has severely restricted its use in treatments of this disease. What we do know is that there is a relationship of improved cognitive ability and omentum stimulation. The full duration and impact of the effect is yet to be determined. There's an urgent need of minimally invasive way to evaluate the effective in-depth across a statistically insignificant number of patients. So, technology has been allowed for developments for a medical device that can be implanted using a minimal invasive procedure. Patent protection extends to the use of omentum secretion collected during the procedure. These secretions will also be studied for potential development of therapeutics via multiple methods of administration. Once implanted via the same-day surgery procedure, patients may not have to undergo surgery again using the treatment method. And the next thing is cerebain has a manufacturing agreement with Sons Medical, a trusted, reliable medical device supplier. The estimated patients with Alzheimer's in 2021 is 6.6 million. In 2025 is 7.4 million, and in 2021 is 66,000. That's on cerebain medication estimation, and the ones on 2025 for the cerebain medication is going to be 1.9 million. The expected FDA approval on omentum clinical trials is by the 2021, and the vision is to cure 100% of Alzheimer's patients by 2030. I actually do really hope that they go through it for the sake of humanity. Now, in general, of course, this initially was a $0 net sale, especially in 2020, starting in bringing revenue in 2021 around 99 moving on forward to 4,000. Now, in general, net profits, you do expect for it to continue to increase as you go to 2025. Now, the next thing here we're covering is, right on here, is their time frames. So, over here, completing clinical trials, that is on year 1. Obtain FDA approval and build US and global distribution model for rapid commercialization, that's under year 1. Under year 2, targeted capital development, strategic research and development, vertical integration, and supply chain. Year number 3, improve revenue stream, 20-year patent, niche advantage, pricing power, increase patient enrollment in new products and services. Year number 4, marketing strategy, targeted marketing in multiple sectors, data-driven campaigns, and increased in-patient outreach. Year number 4, partnerships with healthcare providers, a goal of strategic positioning with established players, constant focus on services, and alliance with medical commitment. Number 5, leveraging corporate teams' experience with over 50 years of experience executing corporate strategy. So basically that gives us a little bit of an insight onto their time frame here. Now, of course, they do have different, in terms of their expenses and proceeds of the $4 million, a lot of it will go to, 41% will go to research and development, followed by 19% in FDA and IDE progression, and working capital will be 19%, outstanding consultancy is 6%, legal and accounting is 4%, and expense is 11%. So, moving on next, that kind of gives us a little bit of an insight into who they are, a very extensive one, and what their plans are. So between this and PKG, I'm surprised to say, well, I'm very bullish on this one and really not usually bullish on OTCs. Now we'll go through a technical analysis to get the price points on these ones in a second. And basically, if you would like to go through the executive summary of the entire research and etc., you'll find it down in their website. I'm just not very comfortable diving through the exact details of such surgeries. Now, institutional buyers, we don't have any updates on those ones just because the SEC filings aren't up to date, but expecting that it will probably continue on to come in later on in the future. Now diving on towards the technical analysis, if you haven't done so, please make sure to actually subscribe and leave notifications on. It really helps me and it means a lot to me. It helps me grow my channel and increase my level in the algorithms. If you'd like to join our chat room, you'll find it in the description below. It's pump free and it's basically a chat room there. Now, moving on towards the one-day perspective on the technical analysis. Now, the ADX I'll ignore. Usually, almost all OTCs, the ADX is really broken. But MACD looks like it's retracting a little, and that could be bearish. But in general, the last time it retracted, or the last few times it actually retracted, it refused that reversal. Momentum is still strong, and the moving averages here is something I really want to talk about. 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, and that's a very bullish sign. The trading action zone is in between. 11 cents is the trading action zone on the top. So it's between 11 cents and around 80 cents. That's where positive reversals are likely. 50 SMA is around almost 5 cents, and the 200 SMA is around 1 cent. 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA, and that's all you need to know. It's bullish. On a 2-hour perspective, 10 SMA is above 30 EMA. Things are looking a little bit rougher, but take a look at the trading action zone. It played nicely and it's seen a bounce there. Amazing. Now, your bounce will probably happen somewhere between 12 cents and 11 cents. Below 11 cents, things can get ugly. 10 cents is the 50 SMA and it's still bullish above there. MACD looks like it's attempting a breakout, another breakout sometime soon in the next, perhaps Monday's trading session. Moving averages band has been increasing, and that's all you need to know. It's been pointing upwards, including as well the Bollinger Bands. There's no point of saying it will probably trade in within there. As you can get to see, it hasn't even traded within that line for a long time. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both showing there is a potentially another leg up for this one. They're all pointing upwards, and that's a good sign. Coming on next is the Fibonacci retracements. Significant support sits at 11 cents, below there 9 cents, below there 7 cents, below there 5 cents, and below there 3 cents. Significant resistance at the 14 cents mark. Now quickly going on through price line actions, you get to see there is a significant resistance at the 13 cents. Below there, we get to see supports at 12 cents. Very strong one, 11. Another strong one at, well, sorry, it was 11.15. This one is at 11. This one is at 10.15. And then below there at 95 cents. And then 90 cents. And then diving all the way down to 70 cents. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think is probably going to happen on this one? Well, first off, take a look at this channel. This one here is still playing in nicely. And I do expect for it to follow it pretty substantially here. Now, in general, I'm usually not very bullish about OTCs and the risk they're involved in it and, you know, the high level of manipulation. However, FDA approval and PKG acquisition, I think this one can easily run up. And these are one of the OTCs that I would say never to short because the potential here is massive. But in general, again, there's a risk involved and you gotta recognize that risk, but I think there probably is another leg up for this one. But make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe and leave notifications on, and have a wonderful day.